So, feel free to hit the chat in the comments here, guys. Say what's up, type a comment. It helps boost the algorithm, really quenches our needs. I would really appreciate it actually if you just pop your Discord name in there so I know who you are, because I know a lot of you on Discord and I don't know a lot of you that are here. I want to make sure I do. We're diving into the SPY, looking at our options, look ahead for the week coming up, guys. We have some big stuff going on here, as we just discussed. We have confirmation on this trend line, which means we are neutral bullish at this time. It does not mean that we are going up and we're going to go to the moon and it's over. It does not mean we're going to shoot down to nothing either. We are neutral. We are holding this support line right here, and it is a pivotal support line that we need to be very mindful of, because should it open up weak and dip below, I would say probably 405.50. Look, we had some pretty good strength right here as it pushed up. If we dip below there, be very, very careful if you're holding call options. That's a dangerous position to be in. You can get absolutely beat to death, because as we can see here, we had huge bearish engulfing foring. Remember, we're on the 1 hour chart. So this is a decent snapshot of what we got going on here. We're on the 1 hour chart. We had huge bearish engulfing when we went below 404. So that's your key price point to mark down on your chart so that you have it in market open. Below 404, we're getting into a dangerous territory in which puts might start to make sense. I would love to see this thing dump back to 390. Remember, we had a huge bullish downturn here, but even more so in active trading hours back on the 18th, we sunk all the way down to 391. We want to identify these price points. For those of you that are late to the stream, welcome, welcome. Please type in the chat. We're going to drop the Discord link if you'd like to jump in there. We do this every week. I'm glad you're here. We're going to cover the SPY. We're going to cover two huge options trades that we have for February that are going to make us a good bit of money. And then we're going to recap some of the current trades. We are up, depending on your entry, between 50% and 200% on NVIDIA calls, which leaps. The Netflix trade yielded 90% already. I'm talking set them and forget them type of trades. Guys, those trades, I sat on my ass while those made me money. You need passive income. That is your gateway. I have 3 businesses, right? If I had to work in all of them all the time, it wouldn't be worth it. Why? Because I'm a slave to the time. I don't want to do that. I want money coming in when I'm doing nothing at all. And that's what I'm trying to give you guys. It's a gift I am trying to bestow upon you guys. We're going to go to big screen here. Don't you worry. Sorry, my face was so intrusive that you didn't want to see it. Just kidding. But if you're new here, just type it in the chat, say hello, introduce yourself. Tell us whether or not you had a green or red week. We have even more people here, which is awesome. Welcome, welcome. If you're new, a lot of you are Discord members. Some of you are brand new. I'm glad you're here. Were you red or green this last week? Let's see it. For those of you, especially in the Discord, show it up, baby. Come on, hit it. Red or green? Hit the comments. I love seeing those blow up. Let's get them going. And then we'll dive into this next range on the SPY. We're going to create our plan of what we're going to do. I want you to screenshot this, take notes. I want this to make you money this week. I am going to give you the roadmap to do so. If you can follow along, please ask questions in the chat. Please make sure if you're falling behind to let us know so that we can help you. We have an active staff in the Discord that will help you with one-on-one questions. John, very, very green, my friend. Hit us with your Discord name. Where you at, baby? Come on. I like that I'm seeing green, but even if you're red, that's okay, baby. That's okay. We're going to get you straightened out. So here's what we're talking about on the SPY. Everyone just wants to know, is it calls or puts? I wouldn't say either right now. We have the support trend line. It is holding up rather well. We have to see another touch point at open. So again, as we discussed earlier, we want to see this open above 406. We want to see strength on that point right there. Right here. Look at my mouse. Look at my mouse. We want to see strength right here, guys. Pushing up. We are going to test this resistance about 408.16. Call it 408.50 to be safe. When we see it test that price point, that's when we're going to get our confirmation. If it rips through it, and again, remember, another thing to make a note of, guys, we want to see over 150 million shares traded on the SPY tomorrow. That's what we want to see. Write that down. At the end of the day, go measure that volume. Just hover over it, hover over the bar, and see where we're at. If we were 70 to 100, don't care. Why? Because as I've discussed with you a million times, volume always precedes a change in price. What does that mean? That means that as volume flows in, something is going to happen. Does it mean bull? No. Does it mean bear? No. It means neither. What it means is that we are getting an indication that we are going to see volatility. We're just not sure what direction it's going. So as I said earlier, we always trade the confirmation. Why? Because it's always more profitable, because it's the most consistent way to win. Being a good trader is about staying in the game. I know everybody loves like the Maserati and the blah, blah, blah. You guys saw my profits on that Sava trade. It was about 80 grand, right? We called it from $2. It rode to 137. I posted in there at 136. Out, out, out. Let's go. Get out. It hit 137.50, just give or take, cratered back down. We crushed it. I drive a Honda. Why? Because I'm sensible. Don't get caught up in that Maserati bullshit. It's bullshit. Change your life with small, simple steps that are manageable and don't require you giving all your time to it, right? I don't want you guys sitting here all day in, day out if you have a job. If this is your full time job, then you better be sitting here. But most of you have a job, have family, have friends, have kids, have shit you want to do. I'm trying to make this as effective as I can for you to live your life while you have money coming into the bank. And that's what we're doing here with these options trades. We cover the price targets because I want you guys to have a good understanding of what we're looking at. Pause, coffee drink. I should not be drinking this so late. I'm going to be up, but I'm a tweaker, so it works. I've always been a night owl. So welcome. If you guys are new, I'd love to see it. Who's new? Who's new? Who's new? Type it in the chat. Just say new or member. I want to know if you've been here before. Are you new? I want to make sure that we're giving you what you need. You're here for a reason. You give a shit about trading. You probably love options, and you want to make some money. And we're here to help. I don't want anything from you. First and foremost, I'll just say this. We absolutely have products to buy. Don't buy shit from me. I don't want anyone to buy anything from me. I want you to watch this happen the way we're saying it happened so that you sit there and you go, damn, that guy was actually right. I want you to watch that happen, at which point then I want you to take the free alerts. I want you to make some money. We could drop the Discord link. I want you to make some money. And then at which point, after you made some money, it'd be really nice of you to buy something. But until then, don't buy shit from me. I want to make sure that you guys make some money first. I'm not a guru. I'm not a wizard. I'm not any of that shit. I'm a good trader. I'm absolutely a good trader. I'm a good analyst. I know what I'm doing, and I love teaching people. That's it, and that's all. Don't get caught up, put anybody on a pedestal. I have, as I told you before, I lost about $40,000 on one Zoom trade because I was being a dumbass, because I didn't follow my own rules, because I let my emotions rule me. I dipped my toe into the pool of temptation, and I paid dearly for it. That was one of the darkest moments of my life. I didn't trade for like 3 weeks. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't even want to pop in my head in Discord. I was so embarrassed, ashamed, angry, frustrated because I chased the trade into the ground and I pissed away a lot of money. You know, that's college tuition. That's multiple year mortgage payments. It's down payment on a house, and I lost it, and it crushed me. So for those of you that lost money, I get it. I absolutely get it. I've been there. It's hard, man. And what sucks the most is that you see other people making money and you just feel like an idiot. And I'm not saying anybody else felt that way. I'm telling you, that's how I felt. When you see everyone else making money, it's hard to watch. And it's easy for that resentment to creep in. And it's easy for me to think this is bullshit. It's easy for me to think that you're full of shit. It's easy for me to think that you have some secret that I don't, when in truth, you win, you lose. As I said earlier, the point of trading, guys, is just you have to stay in the game long enough so that the compounding machine, the machine of compounding returns, continues to fill you up, fill your bank account. When you see somebody make a good trade, I know it's hard, especially if you're losing, make your best effort to congratulate them. Why? Because you're inviting that shit into your life. There are a lot of people here that have never believed in themselves, that you never thought you had more to offer this world than what you've done. A mediocre job, a couple of friends, maybe a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and you thought that was it. Or you just feel like a constant failure, which I did. Because mind you, I lived in my car about 6 years ago. And this last year, me and my wife bought a wonderful house that I would have never thought I lived in. And a lot of that, thank you to Sava. But most importantly, I had lost hope entirely until I discovered this stuff. Until I saw just regular people like me that spent a few months, a few years diving into trading and making money. That's why I started. And once I realized how to do it and I developed my strategies, you guys have seen my swing strategies, they win and they crush. Why? Because I spent a year back testing them. I didn't just throw money in and hope that it would work. I made sure it worked. And then a few of you were like, hey, can we see those trades? I said yes, and that's why we're here. But if you don't believe enough in yourself that you are going to be successful, better yet, nay. If you don't say right now that I own this shit and I will do this shit, that this will be my life, this income will be mine, these trades will be mine, and I will win them. If you can't say that to yourself right now, then you might as well leave. because you're never going to get it. Because that deep, dark part of your brain that's saying, I can't do this. I don't know. I'm not good enough. I might be better, but I can't. Every part of you is gonna force you towards failure. But those of you that can withstand the failure and you get your ass back up when you're beat to death, you will crush this. You will be wealthy and you will have strategies rolling while you are sitting and watching TV making you money. That's what we're teaching you. That's what we're trading. That's what we're doing. So forget the bullshit. Forget the Lamborghinis. Forget all that bullshit. It's bullshit. They rent the cars. They take pictures. They convince you to give them money. It's dumb. Don't do it. I want to teach you how to do this. I don't care to give you fish. I want to teach you how to catch them yourself. And that's what we're going to do. So looking at the SPY, I want to know exactly what's going to happen this week, right? Can we expect up? Can we expect down? Are these trades going to make sense? I'm going to put the Discord. There you go, right there. There's the Discord link if you'd like to join. Everyone's welcome. There's tons of free shit. Don't buy anything from me, as I said earlier. So you want your life to change. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it through simple option strategies that have hedged risk that makes sense, that will fit in your portfolio, that fit with your bank account, that fit with everything you own. I want them to make sense. These are simple, easy to use strategies that anyone can do. Okay. I'm an idiot and I figured it out. If I can do it, then you can do it. Trust me. People a lot smarter than me are here in this Discord doing this stuff better than me. So let's go ahead and get into it. So that's our support. We're in range 3. Range 4 is right up here. So 411. Mark this on your chart. 411.15. That's the price to beat. If we continue bullish tomorrow over 408, then we're in a position. All we're doing is watching, guys. We don't want, if you're a day trader, go ahead. But what I'm talking about here in terms of strategy is I want to hit a swing trade that brings me 100% return. I want 100%. I want to double my money. That's what I want. I want to buy once, sell once, double my money. That's the strategy I'm employing here with options trading. I buy it once, I wait, I sell it once, I've doubled my money. I'm not, if you're a day trader, again, by all means, that makes sense for you. Right now, that doesn't make sense with my life. I have a new baby, a 2-year-old. I got my 11-year-old, my wife. It's a lot. So we want to see break over 408. So for those of you that want to follow that strategy, the swing trade, right? We want to see a break over 408. We're just watching. If you want to day trade this in between, be my guest. Once we test 411, that's our make or break, baby. That's when we really start getting into it. If we can break over 411 and we see that confirmation, right? We don't see this. We don't want to see this bullshit right here, right? We don't want to see that. That's test, fail, test, fail, test, fail, and then it cratered off. Sold off to 359, dumped. Also, if you guys could hit that like button. Come on, show me some love, baby. Come on. I want to see y'all get rich. Help me get exposure. So that's our range 2. We beat that. We don't want to see this revisit range 2. So we have to see strength. A candle like this. You see this candle right here, guys? Can you see it? I know it's hard to see with this chart right here. Can you see this chart? See this candle right here? That's a big boy. Look at that volume. 143 million. We talked about 150 million is what we need to see. That's what we talked about, remember? So we want to see a candle like that rip through this resistance. And as it comes down a little, which it will, we are going to enter that swing position. We're going to trade this for a $13 move on the SPY. We will take home our 100% return. We will have our cake and we will eat it too. It will be a beautiful trade. It will be easy to take. It'll make sense for those of you that are working the 9-to-5s. It'll make sense for those of you that can't sit in front of a chart all day, every day, right? And for those of you that day trade, same thing. Have it rolling, making you money while you're also day trading. Does that make sense? So that's my personal strategy. Now, be very mindful. Now, should we hit this resistance again and come straight down, what I'll be looking for, I'm not saying I'll necessarily execute it, but what I will be looking for is a bearish play down to 400 bucks. I need to see if we hold 400 bucks. So again, make a note of that. Pivotal price point, $400 on the SPY. If it can't hold 400 bucks, we are in a dangerous position. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means that we're probably going to come down to 388. In all reality, if we can't hold 400, we've got our ranges identified here. Remember, guys, we're trading these ranges. Smartest way to trade, manage your risk, and make money. If we don't hold 400 bucks in the S&P, the 380s are not out of the window. 391 will be our last hope. Mark this on your chart. If we don't hold 400, we are likely to test mm, we're likely to test 390. Call it 390, right? That is our Hail Mary. Pray to God that we don't fall any further. That is our last hope at holding up here, consolidating, and then hitting a bullish run. You saw we nailed this. We played this perfectly. For those of you that are in the Discord, you saw this happen in front of your own eyes, right? We were trading this. This is back in June. We talked about that bull trap up at 430, right? We traded these. I remember on some of those calls, we had an 800% ROI. This thing ripped up to 428. Hard rejection. Look what happened. Boom. It beamed. Fucking, it teleported down to 346. Huge move. We traded the puts down. Amy was trading those puts all the way down. And then it ranged back up until we hit the midpoint. We always talk about that reversion to the mean. What does that mean? It means that there's a center point. Again, we talked about the dog and the leash. Is how you can understand this momentum stuff, right? The dog is on the leash. It curves left, it curves right, but it has to always cross back to the center. Why? Because it's tethered to you. You are the midpoint. We need to find that midpoint so that we can predict, we can be in at the very beginning, have the minimal risk, maximum reward for when the trend changes, right? So when that dog crosses the middle, that means we're going bullish, or it crosses the middle the other way and we're going bearish. We want to be standing there at that line, watching those little paws, those cute little paws climb over that line, because we want to know if this is going bearish or bullish so that we can trade with the trend. We want to be trading in the right direction. If we're not, we're stooges and we're idiots and we're going to lose money. And I don't want you to lose money. I don't want to be poor. Do you want to be poor? Hit me in the chat. Do you want to be poor? Yes or no? Go ahead. Type it. Yes or no. Hit that chat. Anybody want to be poor? Say yes. Anybody want to be poor? Say no. I'd love to hear it. So we need to make sure that we can hold 400 because we have this short-term trend right here as we identified on the daily, going back to the hourly. If we can hold here, we get confirmation on an open above 40, 405, 406. What is that about? 406, 406. We want to see a test right here of about 408, 16. We want to break the previous day's high. And if we do with strong momentum, if we get any type of, hey, don't worry about inflation, any type of news like that, we'll be fine. But keep an understanding at all times that we are not entitled to anything like that, and it's very unlikely that we get it. So we just want to watch the market as we open. Could we push up and maybe close around 409.70, give or take? Let's look at some of the past closes to get an idea of where we could end up. I think realistically over 406.84, if we can hold there, that wouldn't be bad. But that's our price to beat, right? And then we want to watch the top of this range, 411. So if we come out swinging tomorrow, volume over 150 million shares, is it possible to test 411? Absolutely. What I think is going to happen more than likely is we can hold this support trend line, we push up, we test 408.16, and maybe close just above there in after hours and see this kind of pick up in after hours, much like we did here. Not so much, but a little bit like we did right here. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm not taking any trades right here because we're smack in the middle of the range. If you're a day trader, this is your playground. Have fun. Trading up to 408, 411 will make a ton of sense, and I'm sure you'll make money. I'm looking for the swing trades that I can set, forget, and not deal with. So if we break this trend, we're coming down to 400 first. Big psychological price point. If we break 400 and go lower, then it's highly likely we're going to test the high 390s and just we're going to stair step down, I think, if we don't crater completely. That's the difficult point, right? When we've come down over the last couple of weeks, when we've seen downward volatility, it is nasty. As you can see here, it went 394 to 387. Right here, it went what 398 to 392, $6 move. And then right here, which was abysmal, 399 to 390, $9 move. So between a $6 and $9 move to the downside, right? With strength. I'm talking quick bars just ripping down. That's what we could see. So be very careful. I wouldn't take a bunch of call positions. I just wouldn't do that, guys. I just don't think that's the smartest. That's the smartest thing to be do. So basically, that's the SPY. That's what we're looking at. Make sure you identify these ranges on your chart. I just want to make sure you guys are trading this right, trading this smart. We got the calls that we were looking at down here, 394. If you trade those up to 400, you made a good bit of money. If you kept them, you went even higher. Watch the expiration on those. You don't want theta to kill you. I really think that we are on to something here. We want to see the Thursday There it is right there. Yeah, we want to see the data come out Thursday. I mean, this is going to be your biggest indicator. That's what I'm waiting for. So my point is here, guys, I don't want to be handcuffed to a trade when we have huge news coming that could rip or destroy us, right? So as this news comes out, this FOMC announcement, right? I would really honestly make sure that you got some money ready because I think we're going to see some volatility. I think we're going to see some intense volatility, and it's going to be fun to trade. Right? We're either going to see rip to the upside or we're going to see crater. Either way, we need to have money in hand ready to trade it. So make sure you're in the Discord just so that you can get those alerts as we put them out again. A lot of it's free. Get in there, take advantage of it, make some money. Then we'll talk. Um, so yeah, now let's get into those trades that we were looking at here. Let me pull up this little screener deal here. I've got two stock trades that I think are very, very, again, you know this filter, you know how it works. You've seen it make money. I think these are a few that ripped. Remember, we had Grom. We talked about on that live stream. It went up about 400% in a few days. I still can't believe that, to be very honest with you, but it did. Grom is actually popping on my scanner again. So we'll take a quick look at that. DNA is popping up. We've already been trading that one. It looks good. VXRT, one of my favorite small cap biotechs, extremely risky, but one that I do like. Let's find something better. There's got to be something more fun here. You know what popped actually is Sundial. That's very interesting. Let's take a quick look at that because I know a lot of people trade this one and are very interested. Now this one is going to shake out. So let's take a quick peek. This one's very interesting. I want to go to the weekly. That's all I care about. Ugh. Oh, hold on. I get all this nonsense on the chart. Wow, that must be old. There we go. All right, this chart is abysmal. So here's our daily. Well, it's a little nice double bottom setup. You can take a nice fixed risk trade here. I just don't really like it right here. I'd take it right here. So if this comes down to $2, if this comes down and tests about 205, this would be a fun one to take. I think I like this one at 205. This is a position trade, guys. You take it for fixed risk. If you can buy 205 to 209, hard stop below 195. Hard stop. That's why I like it at 205 or lower, right? If it comes down and tests the support again, you could buy at 195, set your stop at like -5%, -7%, maybe if you want to be a little frisky with it, and then trade this back up to the top of the range, maybe 250. I think you could rip a nice 20-30% out of this fixed risk trade. So meaning you'd be willing to lose 5% to make 30%. Easy money. That one's very interesting. Back to options. NVIDIA, very, very, very interesting chart here, guys. We have absolutely nailed this one. We were adding those, what were they, $300 calls? I got to go. Let me check this real quick. We're adding those leaps for 2024. Those are priced out very well. We bought them, I believe, back in, was it November, end of October, November? We first started buying those. I remember the first buy was about $10, and then we bought down to about 7. Nice. I'm up 25% on the month. Okay. NVIDIA 250 calls what we got. So I'm currently, oh boy, I'm currently up 92%. I bought more on the way up. My cost average is about $12. Those of you that bought on the second trade, you should be up. If you bought around 7, can you see it? There you go. If you bought around 7, you should be up over 200%, which congratulations. We are pushing up here and testing resistance. We're going to watch how this shakes out tomorrow. Remember, this stuff was all on the chart already. This was our target, if you guys recall, 203. Well, it's about $200 is what we're aiming for, right? So we broke trend here, came down. We found our support buy zone. We were buying around 127. It was perfect entry. We traded this up. It came back down. It went up again. Now we're testing about 200, 203. If we break above there, guys, we have a ton of upward expansion available. We're not entering price discovery, but we are going to probably test this resistance, meaning that we could come as high as about 250, right? And keep in mind with those calls, guys, what does that mean if this hits $250? What does that mean for us? For those of you that are in this trade, what does that mean? It means we are in the money. It means we're in the money. These are going to be up a couple 100%. A couple 100%. We bought once or twice, depending on how you cost average into the trade. We sat, we waited like a puma. Is it pumas that go in the tree or is it jaguars where they're in the midst of night? They're lurking in the tree. That's what we did. A sniper, I guess. So, Daryl, no. No. So, if you're not in the Discord, then just kind of disregard that. So, this is a trade that we are already in. We bought, if you could see my chart, we bought Nvidia right around here, about 127 bucks, right? So the trade is already up substantially. So it's not something I would enter right now. The risk to reward doesn't match up. If you're new, make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you get in there. Someone could drop the link again. Okay. Did you go through PBU? Did you go through the option stuff? Make sure you get through the 90 days, get through the option stuff. We teach you everything from start to finish so that you fully understand options. If you're already at that point, then right on. Then I'll just tell you this. That trade, I would not get in now. It's already past its entry point, well past it's up 100% minimum. Just keep an eye on the Discord. See the PBU, that's the stuff. Everyone wants to jump right in the alerts. I get it, guys, but you're getting hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, in education offered to you for free. It's like they give you a bunch of free stuff. Take advantage of it. And there's a reason we give it to you, because you're more effective, you're more successful, and you make more money. That's what I want for all of you. If you've learned something today and you like what we've been offering you and you like what you've been hearing, please like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We do these every week. Show us some love on the likes. I really very much so appreciate it. We are going to dive into the next two plays. I just wanted to cover this one. And as you all know, the Netflix trade, which was easy money. We traded this one still very strong as long as we're above 330. We traded this one from down here at about 240, 250. So I remember Lee was talking equity here. We bought the options around 240. It came up to 369. Those options were up about 45%. We made 90% overall because we traded the short back down. So if you're interested in learning complex option strategies that trade on the way up, make you money, and then we add the short leg, right? So we add a bearish component to the option strategy. We trade the downward volatility without ever selling the call, right? So we make money as it comes down, and now we have more money to trade it on the way up. Or alternatively, you could look at it like this. You paid, for instance, with that Netflix call, right? That was a $3,300 options contract. We were up 30%. It hit the ceiling. Okay, right here. If you look at the chart, we were right about 330. I knew it was going to come down. We added the short, a vertical debit spread, a hedge, right? If you don't know what that is, join the Discord. We're going to get you in there. 90 days or less, you'll be a trader. You mark my words. So we took the short, we traded it down. We made 35% on the short. Okay, that's $1,500 I made on that short, which means my cost basis on that original call is now half. So what does that mean? That means that if the option we currently have that's up over 35, 40%, if it comes down to negative 50% overall, meaning it has to drop 75% from where it is now, we're still break even. But that's not going to happen because we've hedged appropriately. We've basically put more money back in our account without doing anything. It's much like leasing a building, right? Somebody paid me rent when I shorted that call because they thought they were right. They were wrong. We were right, is what it is. So we sold it to him at that price. When the value dropped by 1,500 bucks, we bought one and we gave it back to him. We made 1,500 bucks. We didn't sell our long position because we're bullish long term, and it's a 2024 call. So we're still holding for rip and run, guys. We have a huge channel here on Netflix. This is an incredible opportunity. As long as we're above 330 and we can hold stable above, what is this, 360 right here? That's what I want to see, above 350, excuse me. So as long as we're holding steady above 350, I'm very confident that our next price point we're going to touch is 450. Not tomorrow, not a week from now. I'm saying that's our next price point. We are well thought out in terms of these options. We are priced effectively. We are timed effectively. We are not going to get killed by theta because we still have just about a year of expiration left on our options. As we test 396, we're going to go short again. What are we going to do? We're going to go short until we come back down to about 370. We're going to make another 1,000 to $2,000 as we trade that short down. Now, guess what? You're still holding the long call. You've made 3,500 bucks. So it's a free option. If you sell your long call right now, that would be up about 50%. Not only did you make the $1,000 profit, $1,500 profit, the $3,000 you paid for it, you get back. So you are now net positive $4,500. And you only ever put $3,000 at risk, right? Because on the short, you sold it. You didn't have to have anything other than your long. You got paid 1,500 bucks. So now you only have 1,500 in the trade total. Then it goes back up. You're up 30, 40%. Then it goes back up a little more. We short again. we make another 2 grand. You now have $0 in that trade. You got all your money back, but you still have an option that's worth about 4,500 to 5 grand in your hands. This is how we need to trade. This is why we identify those ranges, guys. This is why. Because when we identify those ranges, we know how to trade long and then short. We minimize our risk. We put money back in our pockets without doing anything. We are simply renting it out and then collecting our rent and giving it back. It's a beautiful thing. I want you guys to trade this way because it's the best way to hedge risk. It's the best way for you to make money long term. So as we watch Netflix, right, we're going to do it again. So our next place to do it is 396. We short down, we trade back up, and then we do it again. 458. Look at it on the chart. We did it right there. We're going to do it again. 458, and we're going to come down unless it's ripping, right? So let's just keep a very close eye on that. Very, 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 very close eye on it. Jacob Collette. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're making some money, man. All right. So let's take a deeper look. One that I am very interested in is our PayPal trade. So this is one we entered at 69 bucks, right? That was our entry point. We are currently up like solid gold, my friends. We are buying it right here before the breakout and it ripped and it's still going. So we are up 11 to about 12 bucks in this trade, 12 bucks a share. So about 20%. The options are up a hell of a lot more. For those of you that grabbed them, I didn't alert any. I just know some of you traded options on the equity trade. Right on. Good stuff. Who did that? I know some of you did. Pop it in the chat. Those of you that you grabbed some options trades based on what we were talking about as far as equity. So as we can see, PayPal's moving up here. We're in the midline of this range. So what does that mean? That means that we're not going to enter a new trade here. It just doesn't make sense. If you're holding it, great. I'm still holding my position. I think this is a smart place for continuation, but I don't think it's a good place to initiate a new position. So we've got a gap that happened right here. Okay. Back on the 8th of June, a huge gap going up to about 83, 84 bucks. Then we have a gap from 89 to 97 bucks. So what does that mean for us? What does that mean for us now? Then we have another gap from 80 to 84. So 80 to 84 is a gap. What I want to see happen tomorrow if we open green is I want to see, again, volume over 20 million, as we discussed. I want to see this rip to 84. I think it will. I think it's highly likely that it will rip up to 84. Might come down a little bit, but we want to see strong upward momentum. Look at what we had right here. Go back to the 10th of November. We pushed as high as 92, at which point we're going to take some profit if we see it again. That's why I liked this trade. We gapped up 80 to 84, just like it did 3 other times, guys. Remember, the past is just the future with the lights on. We need to pay attention to this stuff. 80 to 84. Mark that in your notes. That's the gap. We push up. We break with strength, right? Look at this volume coming in. 20 million, give or take. And on this day, that was bottom. That was 40 million. So we want to see volume at 20 million. We want to see a strong push up. And then we're going to take some profit when we hit that $90 mark. Then we watch and wait. We have a long-term range here, guys. It's not out of the question that this won't abide by this range and come back down. So what we can do is we will look at some puts when we get to that $90 price point. Because remember, this chart is insane. I do think this is one that is undervalued. I do like it as a long-term equity play. I am holding it, full disclosure, and I'm going to hold it for quite a while because I think it's a solid position. And honestly, I'm still red on it because I had been buying around, I think, 115 bucks, 120 bucks before it ran. I sold a few shares, but I didn't sell much when I was up triple my money. So is what it is. It's a long-term equity hold. I think buying it where we just bought, like the alert we just put out at 69 bucks, buying there was brilliant. I think that was a great entry. It was a very limited risk trade. It's a 6-to-1 risk reward. It makes so much sense. And that's what I care about, guys. I wanted to make sure that you guys are making some money. So that's the PayPal trade. I think once we get above 90 bucks, that's when we can really make some noise and really see some upward momentum. Once we do, this is one of the trades I wanted you to mark down, mark that shit in your notes and your calendar, tell your grandma about it. I don't care. I just want you to be watching this. When we hit 90, okay? When we hit 90 on PayPal, what we're going to do is we're going to map our range here. This is a long-term trade, guys. This is a big boy. It's a big boy trade. This isn't a tomorrow expiration bullshit trade. It's a big boy trade. big girl trade, whatever you are. These are the ranges that we're going to try to crush. So range 1 up to 140. We have a lot of volatility in this channel. I think we can make an absolute killing on the way up. If, very important if, the overall market improves. We have to see strength from the bulls, or we're not going to see anything at all, especially with these highly leveraged tech companies. But I will tell you this: my overall market, my overall opinion, broad spectrum analysis on the market is that weirdly, these highly leveraged tech companies are almost becoming the new value stock. Now, hear me out. They generate ridiculous cash flow. They have not minimal overhead, but their overhead is significantly less than, like a manufacturing plant, for example. Highly leveraged in technology, meaning they're ahead of the trend, right? But more importantly, they're attracting all the new money. This is where we're investing, right? We're no longer investing in infrastructure anywhere really other than the internet. Now we have our basic roads, utilities, that stuff, yes. But what we have truly bet on over the last 10 years is technology. We have built the infrastructure of a new world on the internet. These companies are really plugged in and at the center of this. They're at the crux of this. So even if we do see inflation ramp up more, if we see the economy continue into downturn, into peril, I don't think these things are going away. Why? Because they're so deeply ingrained in everything we use. I was talking with my son today when we were at the ATM, right? I was like, just thinking, what if just the internet disappeared? Because I kind of wanted to hear his answer. And he was like, oh, that's scary. Because it is. So companies like PayPal, in my opinion, are so well ingrained in the way we conduct business, the way we live our day-to-day life, that I think that they're almost becoming the new value play when they're beaten down at valuations like this. So right now, this trading at even 81 bucks, in my opinion, is slightly undervalued. I'm not saying this is the entry right here, guys. But what I am saying is that there is value here, and I want to make sure that everyone understands kind of my overall thesis and why I'm saying that, because these companies used to trade at P's of like 100. I think PayPal's now is at like 35, 40, and they got a lot of downgrades. But even the downgrades are to like current market price. They're bringing in over 2 billion a year, right? Just take a second to think about that. And then remember, every time you go use PayPal, I'm using this. So anyway, these are our ranges. I think this is the opportunity that we have. Now, this is what we need to be very cautious of. This is where we're going to have a struggle, right? So this is where we can enact a short position against the long once we're in it, right? I'm not giving you anything where none of this is actionable, guys. This is just a watch and wait. This is going to be an exercise. For those of you that are really here and you really want to do this damn thing, take these notes, mark this down, have this ready, because we're going to continue to discuss this trade. We are going to build the position together. We are going to trade this together. We're going to make sure it makes sense. So if you want to see the same profits you see in my account, this is what I need you to do. Screenshot this or mark these levels. I want you to watch as we approach right there, as we approach 90 bucks, what happens. Make a note, denote the price action. Strength, what's volume looking like? Is this continuing bullish? Is it going bearish? What's happening? Make a note. As we push above 90, make a note. When we hit 90 and we see confirmation, I want to see 100 DMs DMing me. What the hell, man? It's 90. What are we doing? What are we doing? I want to see that. I want to make sure you guys are paying attention. I don't want you to sit and just suckle on the teat, man. I want you guys to really get this. I want you to understand it. And that's why I started this stream. I love you to death. It is incredibly inconvenient. My family gets pissed at me every time, but I love you guys and I love doing it. And at the end of the day, I do it for me. So what I'm asking of you is to do this for yourself. Take it seriously and give a shit about your life. And be here, be consistent, and learn right there with me so that you understand what I'm talking about. Every word. Might take a while, but you will get it. My goal is so that you understand options. I want you to understand one of the best mechanisms for you to make money for the rest of your life. That's what I'm trying to teach you. What I need from you in exchange is attention, effort, and energy. If you can give that, if you can invest that in yourself, you can give yourself, hey, 90 minutes every Sunday. I'm going to give a shit about my financial future. And I'm going to learn options from this stupid guy. Do it. Be here. Hit the like button. Help a brother out. Subscribe. Show me some love. I'm not asking for anything. You don't have to pay anything. We'll do this on YouTube because I need to make sure you guys are all getting in here. So you can mark this shit in your calendar. We might have to move it a half hour later every Sunday because my wife's getting pissed, but we're going to do it. And this PayPal trade is going to make us a filthy amount of money, whether it goes up or down. We are going to walk through this trade together every step. No one out of touch, no one guessing, no one hoping and wishing. I want you guys to tell me what I already know. And once you do, you are giving yourself access to that information. You have truly taught yourself how to trade options. I didn't do anything. You just listened to me and you made it make sense. And for those of you that have ADHD, as I saw earlier, thank whatever you believe in for that gift, my friend, because it is a capacity to do a million things with intensity. It's a burden too, but you can crush it. So on this PayPal trade, we watch it at $90. This trade will yield us a couple 100%, meaning let's price these options out. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to price these options out right now, right damn now. We're going to see how much they cost and we're going to see how much money we're going to make. So this is going to be a simple transactionary deal. You're going to invest X amount of time for making X amount of money because I have a feeling, a very, very strong feeling this trade is going to absolutely slap. Let's look at some leaps. Let's be a little sexy and adventurous here. PayPal leaps next year. Okay. Wow. 140 calls, $1.19. You and I'm not saying go for it. I'm saying I like more like even the 110s. A $30 move. Implied volatility at 36%. These are extremely cheap. Delta's at 0.29. I don't love it, but these are extremely cheap right now, guys. The 110 call for 2024. Okay. $110 call. I'll write it right here in the chat. It's not an actionable alert. Do not take this play. Welcome to those that are new. If you want to learn how to trade options, you've landed in the right place, my friends. We will help you make some money. We will help you understand options. But more importantly, you can hang out with the coolest fucking people at Trade Options on the internet, baby. There you go. Pookie put it for me. Look at this call right now. Go to the options chain. Look at this call. Volume is piss poor. That's a problem. But open interest isn't bad. Now, as you look at 105, price starts to steeply increase, right? Coming up to 97. That means that basically the current options market is pricing in a move to $100. So that means that if we can be just outside of that range, if we believe by 2024 we'll hit 130, 140, and we're right, we will make a lot of money. These will be up a couple 100%. Easy peasy. 135 calls have abysmal delta, but as it rips, this will be good. This is a very interesting trade, guys. This will be a very, very, very interesting trade. So here's what we're doing. Back to the chart, back to the notes. Stop looking at the options chain. I know you're up in there, bored. Get your ass out the options chain. I know you distracted, baby. You got to calm down now. So we're not taking anything yet, right? Because we're watching the chart first. This is going to be a trade we walk through together. Actually, we're going to do it with both of these because I want to make sure you guys walk away from this over the next couple of months as you come here every Sunday. Mark this shit in your calendar. You are going to have the capability to trade options. You're going to watch yourself make $300-400 in a week. And at a certain point, you're going to say, when your boss calls and said, "Hey, I need you to come in on Saturday," you're going to tell him to pound sand. Why? Because you just made $400 the day before, which is more than you would have made in 3 days. So why do it? Understand what your time is worth, what you're worth. And you can really understand that if you can afford to own your time, you are truly free. That's what I want for everyone. I want everyone here to be rich enough to afford to own their time, to make their decisions entirely based on what they want to do. Jacob, get out of the damn leaps. So mark this on your chart. PayPal over $90. Message quench. Blast him obnoxiously. Rattle the chats. At that point, we will discuss our next move. Cliffhanger, baby. Watch the next episode. So, on to the next one. Here we've got Intel. I know a lot of you are very interested in some long-term trades, so I just wanted to discuss Intel. I'm not touching right now. Like them as a company, fundamentally solid. I don't like Intel right here. Huge bearish engulfing. We're on the weekly chart. Keep that in mind. This is the weekly chart. Sellers have come in with force. 300 million shares. What are we trading usually? 130 million. Double the volume. What does volume always do? A change in volume always precedes a change in what? A change in volume precedes. Yeah, dude, write that shit down. Because you want to know what? As of right now, I own my own time for the most part. Not all of it, not entirely, but I own it mostly. And I just want you all to experience that gift, man. That's why this whole thing started. I just want other people to know what it's like. Some of you might already. But if you don't and you're here, you're in the right place, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I want you to know what it feels like to truly own your time. Because then you own your own life. You're not doing anybody else's dirty work. You're not working on other people's schedules. Now, I'm not talking about everything, right? Like your friends, hey, we can meet at 5. They can meet at 5. It is what it is. I'm talking about as far as when it comes to income, right? Passive income strategies. You're too late for real estate. I'm not saying real estate won't work. But what I am saying is you're late to the party. And also, why learn such a complicated business that requires a good amount of risk when you can trade options, right? Like we did with Netflix. Spent $3,000. We're out of pocket $3,000. We're up 30%. So we're net positive about $1,200. We short it down. We're back to break even on the long part of our call. But the short part of our call made us $1,500. We got paid $1,500 to do nothing. Passive income. And we're still holding our $3,000 call and we're break even. So you made $1,500 without doing anything at all. That's what I want. Intel bad earnings. I did see that comment. You are correct. But if you're here, I promise you're in the right place. Everybody gives up 5 minutes before the miracle happens. That's what I would write on your damn wall. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle happens, man. Because everybody quits right before their big break. I didn't. Should have lived in my car 6 years ago. And then we bought a house I would have never imagined I'd live in. It's not about the things. It's about the fact that every single one of you can do it. You just have to actually accept that it's possible. That's the biggest part. This is a game of chess. Don't play checkers. That's how chumps get beat. So Intel, not touching. One I just bought. Long-term wide moat ETF. Ticker is MOAT, MOAT. This is not, we're not doing, there's no price targets, there's no entry. This is just a long-term ETF, has a very wide moat, very good coverage across a diverse range of sector opportunities. I just put money into it. And as you can see, you could see my buy right here. See? You see my buy right here? That's like, what is it? It's a 2 million. What's 2 million times 72? That's what I bought. Just kidding. But I did just buy it right around here, about $65. Called my broker. I said, "Moat, baby, get in there." So, as far as long-term exposure, for those of you that are looking to park money somewhere while you trade actively, this is one where I park money. Again, no price targets. There's nothing to talk about. It's a wide mode ETF. You just set it, forget it, let it ride for 10, 15 years minimum. Let's talk Affirm. Whoo! This is going to be a good one if we can see the turnaround. I don't want to get too excited. Pause. Coffee. Everybody pause for a moment. I want you to stop for a second. Take a conscious breath. Just breathe in through your stomach. Breathe out. When we get into the internet stuff where autonomic nervous system starts panicking, I want you to focus. Take a conscious breath for just a second. And we'll get just let me have some coffee and we'll keep going. Enjoy a moment of silence. We need a musical guest. We need Eric Andre. Oh my God, that'd be fun. Guys, I'm really happy. I appreciate there's like 80 people watching. That's really cool, man. I don't think we've ever had that many in a long time. So I appreciate you guys for being here and taking the time to check it out. Those of you that have always been with us, I love you to death. I appreciate you guys kind of supporting everything we do, and I really hope you're seeing the benefit because we really, I know you know this, but we really give a shit about you. We really give a shit about how you do, and we want to make sure that everybody's getting what they want. Good question, Alex. What is a leap? A leap is it's an options contract that is typically a year or more of expiration left on it. So it means like you bought it, say you bought it in November of last year, you bought a call that expires in 2024. Over a year of time left, we just call those leaps, kind of just a term. So that's it. So Affirm, I'm down about 40% on this. Again, full transparency, guys. I don't pretend to win every trade because I sure as hell don't. This one has beat me to death. My cost average is significantly higher than what it is now. Now, I did buy some more at like $10, and it was rough, but I did it. I stomached it. Dropped my average quite a bit. What I need to see is about 40 to get something. I think my cost average is like $33 or something like that. So we had this trend line right here. I want to stretch this out a little bit so you can get a better view. Let's make this more graphically pleasing. Okay. There we go. I don't know why it was like that. This is what I want to see. So we're coming up on resistance here, guys. And this is an important pivotal price. This is an important moment in the price action of this right here. So we need to see this break above $20, honestly, give or take $20. And then we need to see it when we get over $38. This one could rip and run and be a big winner up to $90. We have this huge gap right here. And you can see we just plowed right through that gap before, and we have price discovery to 176. Let's hope that this is the end of price discovery to the downside. Does everybody know what price discovery means? Do you know that? Does everybody know what that is? Price discovery, what that means? Oh, Snapchat. That was a good. Is it ripping? So, for those of you that don't know, price discovery is like this. For example, if you can see my chart here on Affirm, right? This is an IPO. So, who the hell knows what it's worth? Who knows where it's going to trade, right? It comes up to about 146 and tanks down to $46 because it's in price discovery mode. Right now, the market doesn't know where to price it. Now, let's go to something like Apple. Look at how much price data we have, right? How long has this thing been trading? Since the 80s, right? Since 81. So we have like 30 years of price data, right? 30 years of fundamental data, 30 years of sales data. We can expect reasonably to predict where Apple's going to go based on what they're doing right now and what they're making. And we also have the market data to understand where people are willing to buy and where people are willing to sell. And thus, it has consistency. So Apple is like one of the mainstays for anyone's portfolio for the longest time, right? Because it's consistent, because they have the price data. So Apple is not in price discovery mode because it has all that data. When we go back to Affirm, which where in the hell did it go? Where are you, baby? Come to me, Affirm. There you are. We have such little data because this thing IPO'd in 2021. The market has no idea where it can go. We know it can go as high as 176. So now we have something. Let's hope that 862 is bottom so that we know it can't go any lower than there. And if I could have an update, can somebody post a score right now to Chiefs Bangs? That would be really Jacob. Oh, I got to go back. My kid wanted to watch that with me. I feel like a dick now. Shit. Fucking options trading. Anyway, so we have strong volume coming in here. Again, exceeding the average. We want to see it above 16. We want to see 16 move up. I can't see it on there. Let me stretch this a little more. Sorry. Okay. So first, we want to see it above. Mark this on your chart. We want to see a breakout above 21. Breakout above 21. Once we do, I want you guys to blow up my DMs. Blow me up. These are the two trades that we are going to watch, trade, buy, sell. We're going to do everything together, right? We're going to walk through this trade every Sunday. You're going to check in here and we're going to go over this trade. And my goal is that between these two trades, that at the very least, you get a very fundamental understanding of how these options trades work and how you can make money using them. And we're going to do it together. So everyone will be on the same page. Those are the two I'm watching, PayPal and Affirm. Same sector, right? So we'll see similar price action so we can have a good direction. Enphase, another one to watch, is an energy company, energy sector. We're going to go ahead and delete this. We had very strong bearish momentum coming here. If you look at the monthly chart, like that, like really let that sink in. That's the monthly, guys. Energy was rampant and now it's coming down and consolidating. We need to see how low this can go. I am not a buyer. I'm not doing anything. We did touch support here. Remember, we already had this marked. We went through it. So we knew that this was going to hold we knew that it was going to test this price at the very least. And we tested about 210, right? And held. If we hold here, this will be a huge call opportunity. Let's walk through this channel. Depending on how energy does overall, I think that more than likely we're going to see this kind of hold up as our channel. It's fine. So again, when we mark these lines, guys, we just want to find points of confluence, meaning we want to find touch points. We want to see the price interact as many times as we can with this line. That's how we know we're accurate. Okay. When you draw these support and resistance lines, you have to see that stuff. Otherwise, you don't know if you're really on it. If I draw some like stupid line and I'm like, this is support, that doesn't make any sense. I want to find points of confluence, right? Highs and lows so that we can identify ranges. And there's one range I think I see right here that I really do like as a midpoint on the downside. If we go lower, I think 190 is where we go. And if we do, I think that could be a significant opportunity to really make some money. But what we're really also keeping an eye on is this right here. And we're going to make this look different than the others. I guess there's 3 trades that we're going to kind of be following along. But Amy's all over this one. I'll let Amy handle this one with you. So look, we have a consolidation channel here, right? And it's abiding by it pretty frequently. And it has since 2021 in January. So for an entire year, it pretty much abided by this channel. Since we broke back down into this channel, it's very likely that it's going to continue to abide by it because I don't think this thing is going to zero. I don't think it's going bearish down to a crazy low valuation. I think it's more than likely going to probably recalibrate itself at support, maybe hit 171 if it continues downward, and then it's going to bounce in this channel. But that's great because that's an easy opportunity for us to take an easy trade that is calculated, makes sense, and makes money. And that's it. So that's another one we're watching. So add those 3 to your watch list. We want to keep a very close eye. I have only about a few minutes left, but oh my God. Oh, deck the halls. Look at this trade, guys. We just nailed this. We fucking nailed it. God bless Shopify. I was banging the table about this one. You can't say you didn't know about it. Me and Lee alerted it like 30 times. I told you it's one of my favorite trades. It is one of my favorite businesses to watch over the last couple years because e-commerce has absolutely exploded. No excuses. If you missed it, that's fine, guys. We'll get into that. There will be more. But right now we are curling up beautifully. Those our options on this one are up 100%. If you don't take profit, that's on you. Those leaps are up 100% right now. Don't mess around. Either add a short vertical hedge, add the strike on the same expiration exactly above where your current strike is on those leaps, or just sell them and take profit because we're ripping right now. Significant volume, 2x what it was the week prior. I think we're realistically going to come back up and test. Again, I marked this out for you guys months ago. That's what I'm talking about here, guys. We mapped this trade out 4 months ago, and it has nailed every single price target along the way, and we've traded it the whole way up. So those of you that have traded with me are up like 60% on equity, over 100% on options. Easy trade. My point is, I want to find fewer trades we could put more money in because they're calculated risk trades. They make sense. We know exactly what we're going to lose. We're not just throwing 30% of our money into a day trade. Way different. These are calculated trades. If you took any of these trades, if you liked what you've heard, please do us a solid. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're here. Slam that shit. Share it with your friends. We are finally going to do the Doge drawing, which it's been so long, and I'm so sorry we forgot. But when we hit 5,000 subs, we're going to give away $500 in Doge. So if you subscribe to this channel, you're going to be on that list. We're going to put it through a randomizer. One of you will win $500 in Doge. So make sure you've hit that subscribe button. Make sure you've hit that like button so you can win yourself some money and stay informed on these options trades as we go. We are here every Sunday at 7 o'clock to 7:30. Um, I think that's a good way to put it. We teach you while we teach you to fish, we make sure you eat while you're learning, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't just starve while you're learning how to fish. It's like we feed you, we invite you into our wonderful home, we feed you, we teach you how to do it, and at the end of the day, you can feed yourself. Last one, LabU. Did we not crush this, you guys? Did we not? Did we not? Talked about this one on stream. Perfect breakout out of the consolidation channel. We bought this at the literal exact moment we needed to. When did we buy? Was it like right here? Was it on this day? When was that? Like the 6th? Oh, it's the weekly. Excuse me. We bought right around here. Wasn't it around $7? Bought right before it broke out of this consolidation channel. Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. I really think these trades are going to pay out. Again, we had Shop, LabU. We went over that. Snapchat, same thing. We mapped out this support trend. We said that if it held here, we would definitely trade it up to $11. It's at 1091. It filled this gap perfectly, made some money. Next breakout could push this as high as 16. Beautiful, beautiful. I just want you guys to make some money. Absolutely love it. For those of you that missed the SPY, last thing, and I really do got to go. I love y'all, but we didn't say bullish or bearish. We said watch. We're looking at the hourly here. What we need to see is support continue to hold right here. We have a small consolidation trend upward with support bounces. If it can open up above 406.50 and stay there, I think the SPY has a strong chance to move to 408, 408 plus. You could day trade that, but more than likely, I'd say wait, sit, wait, break out over 411. Then we start talking swing trades that we can make 200-300%. Yeah, so Saeed, I think that's how you pronounce that. Here you go, Saeed. There you go. Poogie's already there. I would recommend you just jump in, get the membership. You get access to like hundreds of dollars in trading education materials. I mean, obviously, you can see that we're not messing around here. We're going to teach you access to instructors, but most of all, access to this community of people that actually give a shit about helping you, which is the most beautiful thing in the world. What we have is special. You can't find it anywhere else. And we won. It's a little lower than it was, but still 82.7% on the win rate, even through this last year, which was an abysmal year. And I'll say this and shut up. Guys, if you made it through this last year, if you stuck and stayed, you have made it through one of the most, I would say, the year of great turmoil in this market. I think it was something like 48% of like retail traders like completely exited the market, right? Which means that there is even more opportunity for you than there was before because you were able to wade the waters in one of the most difficult trading markets we've seen. So if you were able to survive, then you are at the precipice of exactly what you've been waiting for your entire life, the movement to the upside. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Do not leave 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Do not leave 5 minutes before the miracle happens. I want to teach you how to own your time, but you got to be rich enough to do it. And we're going to get you there. Don't quit. Stay with it. Stay blessed. I love y'all.